Okay, again, February the 5th, Monday. Down here, we're using rough brass valves because inside of vanities, rough brass, if it's exposed, you use chrome. Got on the horn with the inspector the other day, and the idea I had for this was an elbow, come up and TY, and then move this hole up, do that. But in order to make that work, I got to put a studer on top of each one. So the change order for that is not going to be nowhere as much as ripping out the wall. And now we can save the cabinet. There's no cutting going to happen here, which would have been totally ugly. It would have worked, would have been totally ugly. So when I talked to the inspector, he said, yeah, studer it. And he said, if you studer it, I'll pass it. So that's how we're going to make that work. To the naked eye, I mean, the AAV is, won't even matter if you don't know what it is and where it is. You won't be able to see it. So now, this is another reason why we don't play with cabinets, guys. And we stay in your lane for plumbing. Now, these vanities were picked out by the owner. And we're trying to see, you actually have to become a carpenter to play with these things. Now, if I center this vanity in the space, actually has to go over this way a little bit, kind of there. See how Murphy's Law works? What chance would have it that the pipe would hit directly on the doggone, I got some play in the pipe, but I really have a feeling this might get cut. And you have support back to here, so you really don't need this. So what might happen is very well cut this like this, and this way you'll be able to turn the valve. Otherwise, you're not going to get it in there. Reason number 3 why we don't mess with stuff that's not plumbing. It's just it's too much. And again, here it looks like, see if I can slide this back. Here it looks like, again, we're going to have to use our studer. That's actually where it's going to go. And here again, we're going to need a studer. Here we just made it. If you look at that, you can see how this pipe is heading for it as well. But with that one, when you open the drawer, you can, you know, that's why this slot is here. This slot is here for the drain from the sink. And it looks like we have to come up at an angle to make it's going to be weird. But again, it's under the cabinet, so you don't see it anyway, and you don't really care because you don't pay attention. Because you're not, you're not under there. You can't see it. This one is going to be close. I still have a feeling this is going to get cut, because if it's right up against it, how the hell are you going to turn the handle? So that's not as bad as the other cabinet where you're cutting and the drawer can't move. But that's going to be the deal. In fact, I'll get my pencil down, I'll mark it. Okay, so that's the 3rd floor. Vanity is done. Yesterday, Sunday, February 4th, was mainly gotchas, finding out what's what. Today, stuff is moving along. I'm setting all the cabinets and setting all the valves. So I have to turn the water back on and off, on, off, on, off. But I wanted to get this in the video. And let's see, make sure I had my list before. There'll be a video later, probably when we start putting the trim in. Some of this stuff is not going to go in. I noticed that the client has handheld shower nozzles for All of them. Only problem is that has to be set in the rough. Tile is up already. So I'm sure no one's going to want to tear the wall apart to put in stuff that is not in the rough. So there you have it. So it's going to be regular. If you want to get those handheld showers, water pick, I think, is the best one. That screws right on the shower head. And then when you break it, you just go buy a new hose. You throw it away and keep getting up. The one that goes inside the wall is expensive. And when you break it, guess what? You're breaking open the wall to fix it. Shower pick. Shower pick. Put it on the shower head. It breaks. Throw it in the garbage. Go buy a new one. All right. Talk to you later.